Yes, I am. On relationship this morning, we have quite an interesting conversation. And Sola Oguche Agudah is a family life coach and counselor. She's an author and social entrepreneur who's focused on building communities to bring about personal and societal transformation. She's also the co-founder and CEO of the Agudah Institute, whose vision is to transform individuals, build healthy families, shape culture, and transform nations through trainings, resources, counseling, coaching, and the media. And today she's here to discuss, in marriage, does happily ever after exist? How can you maintain and sustain that spark in your marriage as the year goes by? How are you doing?
I'm doing very, very well. How are you?
I'm very well. Good to have you. I love your dress.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very
Made
simple.
by Template.
Oh, okay.
So at least she gets a mention.
You get nice. Okay, so quickly, some people would say that happily ever after is an illusion. You know, once it get past the honeymoon phase, can we just get right into what we're here to do? Does it really exist, though?
So it does. So I always, okay, yes. So by December, I would have been married for 18 years.
Ooh.
So does it exist? Yes, it does.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. And it does because I think the illusion, so I say that Hollywood, Nollywood, Bollywood, all the woods have done us a big disservice because what happens is everybody is geared towards that. They get married, and then nobody tells you what happens when you are married.
Yeah.
And I think people go in with a wrong illusion of what it's supposed to look like. But what I say is great marriages don't happen by accident. There's no one that has a genuinely great marriage. They just sat down and crossed their legs and did absolutely nothing. So does it happen? Does it exist? 100%. But it takes work.
It takes work, and that's where people are, they become perplexed. They're like, work. What work? Is it like doing chores? What work? Can you kindly break down the work that is required for you to have a happily ever after marriage?
Okay, so I say that before you get married, what you're riding on is phileo and eros. Phileo, friendship love, eros, romantic love. Okay. When you get into marriage, what you're riding on is agape love, which means unconditional love. It means I love you regardless. Okay. And, you know, it means I love you regardless. Yeah. And what that means is that the work that means really is that you choose to love every day, whether you feel like or you don't. Feel like. So we live in a world where we're moved by our feelings and we react based on our feelings. But guess what? The only ones that do that are really children. Sure. It's only children that really act out their feelings. So the work is choosing to love you when I'm happy, when I'm not happy. It doesn't mean I'm not upset. It doesn't mean I can't call you out. It doesn't mean I'm not, I can't say I don't like that. But choosing to love you regardless is number one. The second thing would be just that ability to grow. Because, you know, no matter how well, people have dated 10 years, 5 years, you think you know each other, but coming into marriage... It's like an onion. Honestly. And you have to be teachable. You know, you have to say, okay, I don't know this. I want to get better at it. Teachable. That's a key word right there. Yes. Being teachable, your willingness to learn. True. Very important. Yes. Let's go ahead. And then, so that teachability, where you can say, okay, I may not know this. I may not know that, you know, but I'm willing to learn. And I think one big factor that people really don't consider in marriage is how different personalities blend. So you get into marriage and you expect that your spouse is like you. So I'll give you an example. When my husband, he can talk to him for an hour and all he's going to say is, yeah, I get it. I'm listening. Guess what? When you're talking to me, I need feedback. I need to know that you're listening. Exactly. And so sometimes that personality difference causes a lot of tension. Okay. So one of the things that did it for us was earlier on discovering that, okay, you're different, but you're not crazy. Yeah. And I need to work with you based on your differences. And that way, it makes me accept who you are, not an excuse for bad behavior, I say, but just to say, you are not me, and that's okay. And I'm allowed to be me, and that's okay. But when it borders on character deficiencies, then we work on that. You know, that's a very critical point, or very salient point that you've touched on right there, because we are constantly wanting to change our partners. We want them to mirror our behavior. Yes. But one thing I have also come to realize is over the years, our partners begin to mirror
who we become.
True.
It is not a conscious effort.
No, it's not.
It's because over the years, our behaviors have become embedded in our subconsciousness.
Yes.
So they begin to unconsciously mirror that behavior.
True.
So I think first off, the work begins with
you. Yeah.
Now let's talk about, you know, that spark, because, you know, constantly, you know, bringing in that spark it takes a lot of intentionality.
Yes.
How do we begin to, when do you first of all notice that your marriage needs a spark?
So I think that I can't even, it's different things for different people.
Okay.
But I would say that when you begin to take it for granted. So, you know, when you meet someone, you're all butterflies, you're all buzzy, you're all, I just want to be with you, I want to hang out with you. But, you know, you get married, but you're in the same house. So that means that there's some familiarity.
Sure.
So you have to intentionally create the spark. So it means that at what point do you notice? I think maybe when you just find out that they're just acting like roommates. Or we're just, it's just friendship. And all of those are not, friendship is good, but it's not only a friendship, it's a marriage. So I say that there are some things I speak to couples about. Before you get married, can we have some things? I always say, let's get mechanical so that we can actually, in the end, really be really romantic. So where are your date nights? It's put in paper, so your date nights remain. Whether it's date afternoons, date mornings, let the kids know, oh, mommy and daddy go out once a month, or go out once in 2 months. Or where are you going out? I'm going with daddy. I'm going out with mommy. It's a thing. So keep the date nights, really important. I actually advocate for staycations and vacations. So if you say, oh, I can't take a vacation, oh, the dollar. Staycations, they're really lovely resorts.
That you can go to,
you can go to the,
or and then, Nigeria.
Even Nigeria. And then, you know, love your partner the way they want to be loved. So little things like, if they like words of affirmation, leaving a post-it note here, sending a message. If they like gifts, sending them lunch. Is that intentionality that you had in dating? It really should continue in marriage. What happens is that we get married and we're like, oh my God, I'm done. And the work continues, because if not.
This has been a very insightful conversation, and I think another thing is, I'll just really quite quickly dropping, is a lot of us really do not understand or know our love languages. Yeah, so sometimes it is in the just showing it that your partner now, you know, it sort of resonates with him that, oh, okay, maybe this could be my love language. And then we just, what I like to do with my husband sometimes, I'll just, you know, tune in and just watch him, and I was like, oh, baby, you look beautiful. You look sexy today. All right, thank you so much, Sola. This has been a very interesting conversation. I'm sure so many people have learned a lot from the conversation. And yes, happily ever after truly exists, people. And it's not just an illusion. Thank you. And we're going on a quick break. The show continues in a bit. It's the top of the hour. Where are you going to? We need you to stay with us. We'll be right back.